This is Fernando. I'll be out of the booth today, but I'm going to give you a little brief presentation on this excellent little book that you can obtain either in hard copy at a highly discounted price. I'll provide you a code, or free by downloading it as a PDF, and I'll give you that link here at the end of this presentation. But this 75-page little pattern book outlines the basic and essential elements of traditional neighborhood design and architecture. You'll note some of the respected authors: Korkut Onaran and Ronnie Palucio of Pelona Architects, Tom Lyon of Wolf Lyon Architects in Denver, and me, Fernando, author of 2 books published by the Taunton Press, Building an Affordable House and Affordable Remodel. You'll also note that the foreword to our little book was written by architectural luminary Andres Duany of the New Urbanism, and that the afterword was written by Steve Mouzon, author of The Original Green. Before we get into the book, I want to just point to a couple of items here in Andres Duany's introduction. This is an excerpt. And in it, he says that this book is a useful addition to the New Urbanist literature because it introduces simple and economical design principles. And lastly, that costly materials will not overcome dismal plans. Instead, a proper designer will guide developers to invest in what will create the most value. And that's what we've tried to do in this little book, is distill in 4 sections what will create the most value. Section number 1, or chapter 1, is about general neighborhood planning. Here it's an introduction to TND, or traditional neighborhood development. Here we focus on the 4 principles of good urbanism and how to apply them. We talk about diversity on the block face, how to create diversity and harmony simultaneously. And we get into a number of different lot configurations to help resolve corner lots, alley access lots, front-loaded garages, so that you can use some of these design principles even in a conventional subdivision and create beauty. Chapter 2 is about architectural styles. In this chapter, we drill down deep into what is an authentic response to your area, at least if not creating a template inspiration on the type of designs that you're going to do so that they are regionally appropriate. We also talk about how to combine different architectural styles within the block face so that you don't have any odd contrasts between the homes as you design them down the block or in an infill. We talk quite a bit about some of the universal styles that you can find all over the country, such as Craftsman. But we also get into each of the regional styles, such as Southern traditional style, Southwestern style. We get into Atlantic styles, all the different styles that you may be working with. At least there's some specifics on how you can develop that style in a way that is compatible, authentic, and original to you. Chapter 3 drills down into architectural design principles. And here we talk about hierarchy of forms, why iconic simple forms really speak of home, how to simplify facades so that you don't have a lot of different materials on them, and that you could do something that's quite authentic. And we resolve some of the problems, particularly with using modern materials and construction methods, with details like eaves and rakes, how to correctly proportion dormer windows, how to create a good eave return, an entablature of sorts, using modern materials so that you can render them correctly and proportionately. We get a lot into porch details, the depth of the porches, how they're configured per architectural style, what are some of the railing details, the heights, etc. So that way you can design porches comfortably, and they look like front porches versus rear decks. We get into trims and embellishments, brackets for eaves, the correct configuration of doors and windows according to styles. And this you'll find, I think, quite helpful, and particularly to your builders who often have a hard time interpreting and will sort of picture frame the window in ways that can be fairly unsatisfying, or at least are not as good as they could be. In Chapter 4, we drill down into new horizons in building materials. And these are the modern building materials that your builders will be familiar with, that are readily available at the lumberyard or at the supply store. And how to use these materials, what's available, and how do you combine them and how do you exploit them in such a way that when you see the building that's been rendered off your plans, it looks like you wanted it to look because you've known how to detail and you've known how to choose those materials. So don't leave it up to the builder. You become familiar with modern materials so that you can control the design. And when you see the architecture that you've created, that the building reflects that inspiration. So come back to the booth when I'm here. I'm going to be here 3 times today between 9:30 and 10, 12:30 and 1, and 4:30 and 5. I'd love to chat with you. If you're unable to come, go ahead and send me an email at fpages@buildingaffordable.com, FPAGES at buildingaffordable.com, and I will send you information on how to either obtain a highly discounted hard copy of this book. I'll give you a code, which is what will give you the discount, or where to get a PDF copy absolutely free. And for that, I'll send you a link. I'm also very eager to talk to you, especially after you've taken a look at the book, and I'd love to know what you think of it. So thank you so much for being present. Hope to see you sometime soon.